California is home to some of the world's greatest filmmakers, actors, directors, producers, and probably the best stunt coordinator on the planet, Gary Davis. When a major studio like Warner Brothers needs a stunt coordinator for a big budget blockbuster like Starsky and Hutch, Hollywood producers call for Gary Davis. Gary is in what he calls the picture business. He makes movies, and not just everyday run-of-the-mill Hollywood films. He's the guy that puts the buster in big budget blockbusters. From Terminator 2 to Predator 2. Against All Odds to Proof of Life. He's one of Hollywood's top second unit directors and hands down the best stunt coordinator in the business.
I was fortunate that a man named Kerry Lofton and another man named Paul Knuckles both took me under their wings and gave me lots of opportunities to show what I could do.
Gary's been showing what he can do since he was a child. Growing up in Northern California, he showed a natural daring and propensity for doing things that would make most parents shudder. Those early falls turned him into a real-life fall guy. Gary's start in the stunt business followed his career as a world record motorcycle jumper. In the 70s, he was known as Super Gary Davis. He teamed up with Rex Blackwell and they performed their jumps together, jumping head-on at a combined speed of over 100 miles per hour.
We came from two different directions and passed in the air, just to be a little bit different, you know, because there were a number of jumpers at that time.
It was during one of these performances that Gary became the first jumper to ever break one of Evel Knievel's long-distance jumps.
Evel set his 19-car record at Ontario Motor Speedway at the Miller 500 in March of '71. So Rex and I came back in March of '72 at the same race, the same track, same crowd, and made it 21 cars. And so now Evel and we had this rivalry going, you know. But I didn't get to meet the man until years later when I was in the picture business.
Gary's first big break came on a classic motorcycle movie, Viva Knievel, where he actually jumped as Evel, coordinating and doubling for the world's greatest daredevil. One of the most amazing things about Gary Davis's motorcycle jumping career is he made 326 public jumps and never ever crashed until he was paid to crash when he became a stuntman.
There are tons of motorcycle riders that are more talented than I. I didn't practice a whole lot because I figured that was just using up my luck. But I always use two speedometers. And I think if both speedometers say I'm doing 75, there's a pretty good chance I am. And so I can pretty much pinpoint my landings. You know, but things happen to you in the air and you have to make adjustments and stuff. And it's just one less thing to think about, you know. Well, I know I've got my speed at least. Now I'll just ride the bike.
Today, Gary carries on his motorcycle tradition, teaching and training motorcycle riding skills to amateur stuntmen.
Crosswinds in my case when I was jumping, and I would intentionally.
Gary taught actor Lorenzo Lamas some of the finer points in jumping a motorcycle for a live network TV broadcast.
From there to 8 feet back would have been a really steep game.
Lorenzo had never made a professional motorcycle jump in his career, but after a few lessons and lots of practice, Lorenzo learned some of the secrets from Gary, and he was able to make the jump successfully. Each year, Gary works on 2 or 3 major motion pictures and 5 to 10 automotive commercials. But when he has some free time, he spends it on his ranch in Northern California, where he houses an enormous collection of over 300 motorcycles in a 20,000 square foot garage. He also has a workshop with almost every tool he'd ever need to work on a motorcycle.
Most of the time I'm in the shop here. I enjoy just tinkering on my bikes or building some new little piece for them, or helping out a buddy if they've got something they want me to fix.
But for Gary Davis, there's no greater pleasure than spinning wheels.